Hi. Okay. It's been a while since I've done one of these, but I got a ton of stuff here to deal with. Just a second here. Let me see. Yeah, I'm up to 11,000 lines on my personal comics inventory. Right now, I'm in the middle of a huge sort of comics, doing them by alphabetical, not by title, because I ain't got time for that. Someone else can do it much later. But I don't know if I had to repackage something, but I got a copier box here. And then I found some cool stuff, and I thought, let's do one of these. And we're going to start, as you saw in the thumbnail, Dennis the Menace. Excuse me, everything's backwards here. Takes a poke at poison. 1981 Field Newspaper Syndicate, revised 1987. Again, one of the things I like is a subset of my nonfiction comics fixation. Interest is what I call PSA comics. These cheap freebie comics. Here's another one. Where there's smoke. Yeah, you can see I spent $15 on this because this is all American Cancer Society. 1950s, probably. More modern. Yeah, 50 years ago. Story of checks and electronic payments. Federal Reserve Bank of New York. They still do the series. I think they have updated them over the years. I think now mostly of it is PDF. You can download online. As you can see, it's very fine. Gotta love that old optical character recognition. And here is something you're not going to find very often. But way back in the day, when comics were on newsstands, most of them were printed in Sparta, Illinois. And this, Magazine Land, USA. Sparta, Effingham, Salem, Illinois, June 18th, 1987, World Color Press Day. Enjoy yourself, have fun. Joe Kubert cover. I think this was all produced through his school in Dover, New Jersey. And what this is, yes, this is not a hoax. This is not an imaginary story. That's Tarzan. That's Casper, Archie Jughead, DC Marvel. And this comic tells you how comics are made, were printed back then. In my day, on crappy newsprint. But it's fun because of the various jobs, you have various comic book characters filling those roles. Including the Incredible Hulk. Here we have much more modern Resurrection, Free Comic Day, Oni Press. 2009, it looks like. Dark Knights, Free, Batman Day, Batman Who Laughs. 2017. Dungeons and Dragons, con exclusive, yes. As a member of the press, I occasionally got con exclusives. Batman Earth 1 to promote Dark Knight Rises, freebie. Good series, unfortunately. I don't know if it was production problems or what. They sold pretty well as books, as original graphic novels, mind you. And frankly, what it took to produce those over 1 year is what it would take you to produce a regular comic for about the same amount of pages. Banshee Origins, again, free. So this is probably a convention cover. Marvel's Greatest Comics, their reprint line. This is the Invincible Iron Man #1. A Blatz preview. I don't know, it's got an EPC on there. Harley Quinn, Breaking Glass, Mariko Tamaki, Steve Pugh. Good guys. Good stuff. There's your insides. I'll be liability myself a copy. Rilu, a similar time. This again was a Batman Day issue. Fictional graphic novel aimed at YA readers, at young adult, what used to call teenagers. And back to PSA, comics teach the language of mathematics, which was a subset. King Features did this. Using comics to teach math. Better known for the Popeye Explains various job opportunities. Let's see, I'll let you know. Archie, The History of Electronics, produced by Radio Shack. Radio Shack did produce quite a few electronic comics, even a few with Superman. And speaking of Superman, superheroes stamp album. At the turn of the century, turn of the millennium, USPS did nice big sheets for each decade. For example, here are the 1920s. Can you guess that artist? That's a classic artist. I'm going to say Jerry Ordway. Here is the 1910s. And I think they did one for each decade. And of course, Superman had one in the 1920s, 1930s, excuse me. This is 1900, 1909, 1920, 1929, 1910, 1919. Okay, now, good stuff. Digest comics. Remember these? Probably don't. But these were reprint comics. Most of you know the Archie example, right? 369 for God knows how many pages. 2009. And yes, they partnered with Marvel to do a similar line. Early 20-teens. So I'm just gonna make a pile here as I go through this. They're flagged here. So okay, some of these I bought by eBay. So there's two. So here you go. House of Mystery. DC's Gothic Horror, yes. That is Kane, I believe. Yeah, Kane's 2-8. Adventure Comics, which I think was an original line, but Digest. Some good stuff in here. Codename. Oh, no. These are reprints. You can see it right there. More Jughead. Ooh, Dilton. Science fiction. Legion of Superheroes. The Best of DC. So yeah, reprints. 95 cents for that sucker. Now, as I said, eBay's 2 per bag. And yes, imagine that. You're getting probably a 64-page comic. Ooh, an actual comic. God, look at all that type on there. Oh, bro, superheroes, Action Comics. $3. Again, guilty pleasure. If I see something like this, Silver Age, Bronze Age, with a great cover like that, $3-5, I'm buying it as a con. Marvel, Nelson. This is why I bought it. Okay, here's why I bought this. You see that up there? Nelson? That's Thomas Nelson, religious publisher. This was a $5 comic. Does not have an ISBN. There are the credits. And this was a religious superhero. Marvel had a business relationship with Thomas Nelson in the 80s. Most notable, the John Paul II biography. More interesting on Screwtape Letters, with an intro by Neil Gaiman. Here's another great cover I bought. Treasure Chest. Imagine if Scholastic Weekly, remember that? The weekly readers you used to get in your grade schools? No, probably not. Treasure Chest was the Roman Catholic edition, and it was Hulk Comics. So I think weekly, yes, this is volume 22, number 15, March 23rd, 1967. I bought it because it's a great cover. There's not much stuff in here. It's although look at that art on that. Oh, God. And yes. And they were out of Dayton, Ohio. And you subscribe, and during the year, each week that school's in session, you got the comic. A girl mightier than Superman. Comics being woke. God damn it. Again, $3. Oh, if you can find the issues or the trades, buy it. This is a great series. Chance Faulkner. She's the daughter of the town's necromancer. Long line of heroes, protectors. She's next in line. Her father says, "No, we're going to wait for you to have a son." And then Will Chinook says, "I think I care too much about you." And she goes off and has adventures. Lois Lane. Some of you might remember the Centaur from Supergirl. Speedy? Comet. Comet's a superhorse. Who was actually a Centaur. Yeah, well, here's Superman's problem. Check out those games on there. Ooh, Sarah Ward on her first fight. My real life experience entering a mixed martial arts tournament. R.C. Brown. Wow. I don't know if that has been collected. But again, Memoir Comics. Last Planet Standing. Again, great cover. This, I think, was direct edition. $2.99. Well, it looks like. Oh, this is of the Spider-Girl universe. See, you can see Captain America's daughter. There, of course, is Mary Jane Watson. Mayday Parker. Fantastic Five. And Galactus. Ooh, John Carter, Warlord of Mars. 1970s, when Marvel put out a lot of licensed comics. Superman. Peg Leg Porsche. Oh, man. Again, $4. You can't go wrong. I mean, regular comics now cost at least $4. Okay, more Leave It to Chance. Oh, number 13, the last issue. Started at Image, I think went over to DC. Homage Comics, went back to Image. This is the last issue. It is square-bound. And I don't think that's ever been collected. Oh, here's another good Battle of the Sexes. Star Sapphire. Again, these covers were made because these comics sold mostly on newsstands, and you got to catch that reader's eye and say, "Hey, I got to read that." Superboy. They're alive, my real-life mother and father. Superboy's darkest secret. No, he's not in the closet. No, he doesn't do that thing. Captain Savage and his Battlefield Raiders. This is Marvel. That's a John Severin cover. Oof. Probably known for the War Comics and Mad Magazine. You have Yahoo, the Jaded Comic Bistro, Joe Sacco. Again, Real Life Funnies. Oh, don't know how this got in there. $3. Superman Action Comics. Oh, it's because it's signed and numbered. $24.99 or $10,000. The last son of Krypton is back, and nobody cares. Here we got a nice special, which I guess was too thin for an annual. Number 1, 1983. Gil Kane. Yeah, I'll do a special issue for him. So I want to put it in the regular run. Here we have annual number 9, also from 1983. Same price. Yeah, $5 is what it cost me. Batman Superman fighting that Luthor. Nice guys. Pretty good artwork. Okay, sorry. And sorry for the glare. You can find this series hardcover, basically. Highly recommended. Don't know about the rights. Marvel shit cut. Try to produce this or somebody. Clandestine. Issue number 1. Excuse me. That's Alan Davis. That is a secret family of superpowered individuals in the Marvel Universe. They had crossovers with X-Men, I think, Daredevil, and a few others. I think we did a whatchamacallit, annuals. 3 storylines across 3 different things. I don't know. 80-page Lois Lane, $7. The Wedding, Courtship, Lois Lane, Luthor, Royal Suitor, and our Soldier Sweetheart. Just in time for Valentine's Day. Donald Simpson's Border World. Science fiction stuff. Donald Simpson known for Megaton Man? Yes. And he's behind the scenes too. This is all kitchen sink. When is the worst comic kitchen sink has put out? I don't know. I think this is a full line here, all the way to number 7. Maybe. Ooh. Charlton Comics, World of Wheels, formerly Drag Strip Hot Rodders, featuring Ken King and Cross Country Revenge. Again, this is probably back issue. And again, not great comics. Charlton was C-string at best. Most of that got bought up by DC. Legacy of Superman, number 1, 1983. John Art Adams cover. Here, first of all, sorry, check out those names. Here's the cover. No idea what the legacy is about. There is no shield number on this. 1993. Was that when he died? And they're doing I don't know. New Mutants Annual. $1. Sienkiewicz cover, probably interiors as well. Amazing Spider-Man number 579. That's more recent, but it's Mark Waid, and it's the Shocker. A little classic Ditko characters. Sandman Dream Hunters number 1. Desert Peach, highly recommended. It's MASH in World War II. He is the gay brother of Aaron Rommel, the Desert Fox. He's the Desert Peach. This series, this is first issue, $2. And Donna Barr. It's comedy, but of course you know the background story. Also fun stuff. Archer and Armstrong. Oops, there's a little mini comic. Okay. Valiant. I just love the humor in this, the absurdity, the surrealism. Inaugural edition, Marvel Metal 1995. Remember that era of collectible cards? Here was a freebie. I think it came in with diamond previews. Engraved 3D prismatic foil. Original computer-generated images. It's not just AI. Well, these are actually done by artists. 1 silver flasher, 1 metal blast, 1 silver flash in every pack. Metal blaster in every 2 packs. Gold blasters every 3. And of course, this is when they owned or Flair owned them, or it's complicated. Oh, stuff that was collected, probably never will be collected again. Supreme, Alan Moore run. Yes, folks, I bought it for $2.50. More Archer and Armstrong. Some nice artwork there. DC did a series called Solo, where they gave an author, writer, or artist, a single issue to do whatever they want. And it hasn't been collected. There's an omnibus. I need to buy it. Neil Gaiman did one. Oh, okay. Phil Foglio, Hilary Barta, Plastic Man. Any DC comic done by Phil Foglio, buy. If he does the artwork as well, double buy it. Sell your kid. Hopefully they've been collected. I don't know. Here's another one. We should put the pile on this side here. I think I bought all 4 issues. Nope, not quite. Maybe not. And Superman Pals, Jimmy Olsen, Aquaman, and Jimmy Olsen. Slowly being dehydrated because Superman is always a jerk. Especially the Lois Lane. Here we have Sweet 16 number 4. Barbara Slate. Marvel doing kids and teen comics back in the 80s. Oh, there's a good cover. Nice. Great. It's 3 colors, isn't it? I don't think there's any blue on that. Number 10, 1997. Don't know what the story is. The Ren and Stimpy Show in space. No one can hear your underleg noise. Yep, Marvel did Ren and Stimpy comics. Don't know who has the rights to that. If they'll get reprinted. More Desert Peach. Adventures of Superman. I think most of these are here because I have them bagged and boarded. Ruins, which followed in the footsteps of Marvels. This is an alternate. This is a what-if version of Ruins. I think what happens is Peter Parker gets bitten by the radioactive spider and becomes patient 0. Disease spreads, right? Power Shazam. Ordway Cross Manley. Not a bad series. Simpson Comics, yes, Simpson Comics. Ooh. Renegade Press. Small press company doing a lot of cool stuff back in the day. Robin Snyder's Revolver Annual, Frisky Frolics. And that's, my friends, is an Alex Toth cover. What's going on? I don't know, but you got to read it, right? $2 originally, number 1, 1986. During the black and white boom. Ooh, Distant Soil. Colleen Duran. This is number 287 of 450, about 1995. Great series, space opera, beautiful artwork. Beautiful guys, if you're into that sort of thing. Here's a brief teaser there. And if you see our show, buy your stuff. I'm saying. Here we have 80-page Jimmy Olsen, number 104. Not an annual, kind of an annual, but in a monthly. This was a monthly series, but I guess in this summer they did a special. $250. Good. Boy Witch Doctor, Giant Turtle Olsen, Tiny Superman, Deep Freeze Hoax, The Elastic Baseball Star. You thought Red Kryptonite was crazy? You should see the stuff that happens to Billy Jimmy Olsen. Ooh, and I'm at the bottom of this pile here. Almost halfway up. So, wait, I have another copy of it? Don't know why. $5. That's why. Here we have Planet of the Capes, Jimmy Olsen. Again, how can you not want to read this? Olsen, the slave, is sold to the gentleman wearing the Superman cape. Why does everyone on this world wear a hero's cape? Read the incredible, I'm not kidding you, Planet of the Capes. Bum, bum, bum. Again, don't know what I paid for it, but I had to read it. And more Superman from 97. Oh, what a beautiful card. Let's kiss me. Oh, Jimmy Olsen, the Bride of Jungle Jimmy. God, oh, they don't write them like that anymore. $4. Wait, what's going on here? Okay, that's first of all, excuse me. This here is Lois Lane's younger sister, who was Jimmy Olsen's girlfriend, off and on. I think later she became a air stewardess. Yeah, airplane stewardess. Sorry, Jimmy, but as local witch doctor, I now pronounce you man and wife. He's not sorry. He's loving this. Superman, you know he's loving it. Okay, back to the digest. Right in the middle here. That's the space. So I slid some in between. Adventure Comics. This is the best of ghosts and other tales of terror. Gothic. DC's Gothic horror. Now, I want to say these Adventure Comics. Yes, this was, as you can see inside, there is some anthology. So you have part one of the secret origin of the challengers that they didn't know. Superboy haunted by Lana Lang and a legion of superheroes? Lana Lang? Legion of superheroes? And do the Langs in the lanes have any descendants in the 31st century? Zatanna, Aquaman, Supergirl, Shazam, Spectre, and Paul Levitz talking about the stories behind the stories because Paul Levitz's a cool kid, cool guy. Superboy Legion of Superheroes, the best of. So that's a reprint. And just to tell you what the reprints are like, not great reproduction, but they're legible, readable. Oh, here's a duplicate I had earlier. Pages of Team Up Thrill. This is Super Friends. Did you say who did the cover? Cover artist. Okay, I'm going to read this to you while you look at it. Jose Luis Garcia Lopez basically did all of their marketing design. Robert Smith, Joe Orlando. You got 3 Super Friends, Justice League of America, and Teen Titans. And the Super Friends comics from the 70s, early 80s, good stuff. Highly recommend. And from Whitman, who were kind of also the key, Mystery Comics Digest number 24. This was a newsstand issue. Came out regularly, even before them. DC, 69 cents, whereas these are 95 cents. Look how much comic you get there. And are these reprints? There's 128 plus pages here. 64 pages of comics for 70 cents. DC Special Blue Ribbon Digest, Dark Mansions of Forbidden Love. Bum, 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 bum. And it's signed by Joe Orlando on the cover. 3 novel-length stories. And when people realize that was a regular issue, that was like 24 pages of story. It was 3 chapters, and there was so much story in it, you thought you were reading it in. To Wed the Devil. To Orlando Lenween. Art by Tony DeZunia. By The Falcon. Ooh, they got text pages in here. Alex Toth, Frank Giacomo. Oh. And Doorway to Nightmare. Look at that Xanadu. Ah, is that Kaluta? I'm gonna say it's Kaluta. David Michelin, Val Merrick, Liz Berluba, Ben Oda, editor Joe Orlando. 98 pages, 100-page. Well, not quite. For again, 95 cents. Okay. Here we have Adventure Comics, Secret Origins, and Secret Origins. Let me take them out. As a kid, I always loved the Secret Origins. For 1 year, I want to say Flair, but it might have been somebody else. They sold little hard candy. In each packet, clear plastic, they had a mini comic, 8 comics of Secret Origins of the major heroes. So here we have Atom, Teen Titans, Tiny Titan, Battle of the Tiny Titans, Swamp Thing, Batgirl, Aquaman meets Aqualad, Kid from Atlantis, Green Lantern's Oath. Oh, we don't think about that now, do you? Crypto, Dr. Fate, Green Arrow's First Case, and the origin of Speedy, the world's worst archer. Yeah. Probably after. That's why he probably became a drug addict. just couldn't hold up. Inadequacy. Here we have Stars Zatanna, Justice League, Demon, the first Green Lantern. Well, that's not probably who you think it is. A moment. No, that's Abin Sur. Now, here's the thing. Abin Sur was assigned to Earth Sector 2812. Port got poisoned, crash lands, Hal Jordan becomes Green Lantern. What are his predecessors? Did anybody patrol Earth? And it's like, oh, this is backwater, we don't have to worry about it. Until Superman shows up, right? It's all Superman's fault. But again, 98 pages. 1 penny a page, folks. And here we have Adventure Comics. Shazam, Aquaman, Supergirl, Black Canary, Sandman. So the superhero, mind you. Ooh, which Sandman? Page 57. I think that might be the Keith Kirby one. Yep. The Golden Age Kirby one with the yellow and purple outfit. Not the noir that came later. And Spectre. Okay. $1.25. Now, I think those Marvel digests back in the from what, maybe 10 years ago. I want to say like 7. But even then, a 50-page comic for like $7-8 because of the size. That's what you would be paying for. And you got like 15 stories. Here's another issue of Adventure Comics. And I guess these were so yeah, I think the artwork was done for this size, which would have been half a comics page. Let's see, I want to say Denny O'Neil, Alex Toth doing Black Canary. Oh, here's the main reason I collected them. Year's Best Comic Stories. DC would do these. They also did a few Treasury editions. Nobody really does it. DC and Marvel doesn't really have single stories anymore that really qualify. It's kind of hard to do a best of. But we have Kid Flash, Dear Mom and Dad, Writes a Letter Home. Sergeant Rock, Keep Me Alive. Firestorm, Plastique is another word for fear. Swamp Thing in the White Room. Batman Haven. Legion, Old Friends, New Relatives, and Other Corpses. My Vampire Manhattan Interlude. And Superman, When You Wish Upon a Planet's Way. Runner-up, only a cover which brings Green Lantern to Lupin Time. And honorable mentions, which include Private War of Hendrickson, Starfire Unleashed. So again, Jonah Hex the Debt, and The Bunny from Beyond for Captain Carrot and the Amazing Zoo Crew. Here is the year's best. That was, what year was that? 148 pages. Oh, excuse me. This was 83. So 1982 stories. Here, Ambush Bug. Logo, great. That's a classic one. Brief Lives, right? Spring Science Treatment. Bits of Ambush Bugginess. Ghost of Krypton Pass. Puka and the Bob. That was from Atari Force. Superman, Green Lantern, Blue Devil, Omega Man, Swamp Thing, Batman the Outsiders, Action. That's Ambush Bug. Because Action was a crossover, a team-up title. DC Comics presents Green Lantern, Batman, and Atari Force. And no honorable mentions. Here, I guess I should do. I'll show this to you. Again, it's probably not that expensive online now, maybe $5. And here's best stories. Don't know what year, 1981. Excuse me, it's Kill Legend, Savannah's Nobel. Ugh. Dying Day of Lois and Lana. So again, Digest Comics. Gotta love them. It's not a guilty pleasure, a great pleasure. And now more. This is the first ever issue. I bet that for my brother during the Summer of Superman, when the movie came out. That was their first Best of DC, Blue Ribbon Digest. Great stories. Here we got Best of DC Batman as well. Let's put this over to that side. There's a duplicate of that. More great Superman reprints. 100 pages. Christmas with the Superheroes, New Teen Titans. Yes, that would be a comic stocking stuffer. And World's Finest. Batman Superman. Yes, that is the hybrid Superman. Jughead's Double Digest. Superman versus Luthor. And 1979 year's best comic stories. And that cover is by Ross Andrew and Dick Giordano. Great covers. Superman Sergeant Rock. Superman goes back to World War II. How do you not want to write? Oh, such good stuff. All right. A whole bunch of boarded comics. Defenders of Freedom from the Chronicles of the ACLU's Defense Team. Yes, that is a cliche cover. Thank you for doing that. I'm not even going to talk about most of these. I don't think they're that. Some of these. Oh, this was a Comic-Con exclusive freebie. I don't think I was there when I got it. Ooh, yes. It will be the Wheeler Comics. Very popular in Scandinavia. Ooh, PSA, the story of water supply. Where does water come from? Well, basically you piss it. No, I'm joking. A trip behind your water faucet. The story of inflation. Again, another bank, Federal Reserve book. $5. Wow. The Atom, Electricity, and You, Jersey Central Power and Light Company. $5. Another Tandy Radio Shack tie-in, the Whiz Kids, those their own comics, their own characters, talking about how computers work. And I actually think there's so much to put this on a cake. Yes. Carvel ice cream had freebies. 1973. You gotta admit, that's not bad artwork. Not as well known as the Big Boy Comics, which Steve Ditko worked on. Ooh. Wolverine Saga. I think those were reprints. Mayfield Austin. I don't know if they've collected those. Oh. Marvel. This is the epic issue, the last issue. This is not part of the comic series. This was, and this is, yeah, that's Grey Corn, of course. This was Gemmis. I forget his name, first name. Bill Gemmis. Trying to start the Epic line again, not realizing that Epic, of course, was their creator-owned branch and too many problems. Now, this one is a rare find. The Marvelous Adventures of Gus Bieber with Spider-Man. Gail Simone. That's Spider-Man's Peter Parker's cousin. There's, I think, maybe 4 issues of this. Some of them have been reprinted for library editions, which are kind of pricey. This you could probably find a $1 bin. Hilarious. Gail Simone, of course, it's hilarious. Ooh, this is a poster. This was a jam poster of the Sandman. I'm sure it's been reprinted in one of the collections. As you can see here, there is Destruction, Despair, Morpheus's son Orpheus, and I believe that is Michael the Raven. Oh, here's a little triangle for you. Lois Lane. Now I know that my Superman's married Wonder Woman instead of me. She just saved my life. They're a super team. And look at that. She is so happy to be saving her. As is Soups. Oh, again. Probably a $3 comic. Superman starring in Marvel Adventures. Your young reader title. Yes, that's the Scorpion. That's pretty good. Again, that is just so 90s in design. Look at that lettering, the artwork. Not quite animated. Ooh, the Last Avenger story. Peter David. A little bit grim and gritty. They could do that in the Marvel Universe. Now they got the multiverse going on. Superman Man of Steel. Not a bad cover. Marvel had not just a card game, but I think a rule book game. Because you would buy these battle books and you would fight. I have no idea who's here. You might be saying it's Leonardo, Flores, who knows. So here's the card you have. There's the character card with the kind of like HeroClix with your attributes. And then you would go to a page, and if you're fighting somebody else, like for example here, Spider-Man, Iron Man, Hulk, what's she doing in there? Wolverine. You go to the page, you compare stats and say, oh, you won. It's kind of like using a comic book instead of die. Yeah, dice. The art of the comic book. Bill Berry. Making a comic book proposal. Creating an Ashcan comic book. How to copyright and trademark your comic book. I think this might be Starburst. I'm not sure. But again, it's a how-to book. $10 freaking dollars. I doubt there was a second one. Copyright 1995. Comic Art Publishing. Excuse me. Are you kidding me? That would have been a cost of a trade, not a trade paperback, probably a hardcover back then. Oh, here's a great cover. I think it's his last. No. Yes. Look back and wonder the story so far. George Perez, Colleen Duran, number 49. I paid $4 for it. I think this was the last issue of Perez. They give you the background. I think number 50 is a big issue. Something big happens in that. So, Ren and Stimpy show. Interactive special. Yeah, what we call Choose Your Own Adventure game books. I got Dan Slott to sign it. I don't know if he's still signing these because not the creator, co-creator, not Chris Felucci. $3. Kind of got canceled. Ooh, here is a receipt. Forbidden Planets. July 18, 2012. I spent $8.23 buying Marvel Previews. Concrete, 3 Uneasy Pieces. That was $3. Again, highly recommended any Concrete book by Paul Chadwick. And Finding Gossamer. That's this one. Don't know why I bought it. Rodriguez and Ellerton. Third World Studios. Don't know why. Ooh, and now we go back to the digests. Superboy. Superman. Best of DC. Think Tank. Matt Hawkins. Eckerdahl. Top Cow. Again, don't know why I have this. Probably got it for free. More digests. Some of them were duplicates. Because I wanted that particular issue and I got the other one. Queen size Millie the Model. 50 cents. So I'm thinking mid 60s. I don't know if Denny O'Neil worked on this. But fellas, Daisy caught a bigger fish. Who's measuring? Yes, that's Don DiCarlo of Archie fame, but he also did a lot of work with Stan Lee at Marvel. Here we have Star Reach Classics, which I bought because of Star Reach. Howard Chaykin, Steve Ditko, that's another reason. And this was an early creator-owned line of comics. Star Reach was one of the first publishing agents. That was Mike Richardson. Set up a agency so that creators could get better deals. So it's book publishing. Treasure Chest. Here's really big. So published January 30th, 1964. Volume 19, number 11. First part. Multi-part story. Here's wraparound cover. Pettigrew for President by Joe Sinnott. Yes. $5 I bought this for. And this is the first issue of a multi-part story set in 1976 of the first black candidate for president. You can read all these online. Treasure Chest has all been scanned. But yeah. Marvel's Project, variant edition. Brubaker, Epstein Stewart. I don't know if that was an anniversary project or not, but Blackest Night. Emotional use only. Yeah, Marvel. DC's on this. Superman Family. First DC issue. Anthology title. I think there might have been some continuity in there. Not sure. Nobody takes me in, not even you, Superman. Imaginary story. Killer Kent and Super Luthor. And yes, the first Superman did look like that. Siegel and Schuster. There's ash cans. Superboy. The Wild Teenagers. Superboy's parents get youngered, which of course means roaring 20s for them, because that was published probably in the 50s. Lois Lane. Look at that, tearing girlfriend out of the title, the logo. Get out of my magazine, Superman. I'm leaving Metropolis and starting a new life. One that doesn't include you. Splitsville for Lois and Superman. Superman's in charge. He's got more red flags than 100-page spectacular. Super spectacular. Wonder Woman. 4 stories. These might have been reprints. I'm not sure. The Mirage Mirrors. Oh, and Wonder Girl. So it's 5 stories. Wonder Tots. The Astonishing Secret of Wonder Woman's Sandals. She has sandals? I thought she had boots. You gotta read this book to find out. Here we go, another Great World's Finest. I don't know if I think they might have done this in a Batman Superman thing in the 2000s. Who will sit on the throne of the underworld? A crown of crime. And this would be show special again. Bought it to get dance slots. Bought it for Sly. Yeah, whatever. $3. Again, multi-path adventure. What they also call game books. Oh, Great cover. Steve, you idiot. Your latest invention has turned us invisible. I'm sorry, Ren. Another Marvel issue. And I own the trade, by the way. Yeah, Bill Jonas. It's a train wreck from the first, almost probably the first page. 6 issues, 7 if you count that epic text, whatever. Exo Man of War, again, don't know why. Supergirl, have you gone mad? You smashed the bottle city of Kandor and killed 7 million people. If they're super powered on Earth in the bottle city of Kandor, they're not dead. That's Neil Adams cover, by the way. Vietnam Journal. Don Lomax. Fictionalized account. War comics. The Vietnam War. Family Dynamic. Torres. Don't know who owns the rights to this. Hopefully they do. There's, I think, 3 issues. Yeah, 3 of 3. DC Comics. Part of the Johnny DC line. Don't know if that was ever on Cartoon Network. But a fun read. And probably should be relaunched. Ambush Bug, Year None. Again. Surreal comics humor. Set in the DC universe. Uh-oh. Tessere, $1. Ken Mack. I don't know. Is it because number 7, Spring 77, All Slug Comics. Graphic Stories Guild, Student Activities College. That's why. UC Santa Cruz. 1977, the students at UC Santa Cruz, University of California, named the banana slugs, made a comic. Contributors, Anna, Neil Adams, Brent Anderson, who's in Astro City, I think. Charlie Boatner, who I know, good friend. Later was freelancing as a proofreader for them. Mark Clegg editor, Ken Macklin, Steve Oliff, letter extraordinaire, Tony Shambles. All color work by Steve Oliff. Okay, so maybe color. Gravy. What the story is behind this? And this is number 7? Million Adams of San Jose. That's why I bought it. Okay. Gus Beezer and the Hulk. Gus Beezer Spider-Man. These I think I bought during Free Comic Book Day when I was going through. When I visit all the comic shops in town, I usually have a mission to search for stuff in the back issue bins. Here we go in the X-Men. December 1960. Barbie. Fun and fashion. I think this is I don't know if she runs for president, office, whatever. But yes, can you see that fine print there? That's Amanda Connor, folks. When she was younger, starting out, she worked for Barbie in Marvel. Here we have the last issue, number 63. Flying Hero Barbie. Helping friends everywhere. Mattel was going to do a superhero line. I don't think it ever came out. This might have been a test. I don't know if they're ever going to do a cartoon. Why were there never Barbie cartoons in the 80s like there were for every other toy line? Maybe they didn't need it or something that's like Lego. We don't need to advertise on TV. We're selling one of the toy stores without advertising. Another friend, Bobby Draw, a collection of comics and art by Bobby Timothy. He does cartoony cute very well. There is a self-portrait of him and his brother, as well as a cell. I don't know if that was part of the book or if it just got stuck in there because it's plastic. So let's just look at the particular. Let's see what we go. Now that is not easy to do. Donald Duck, especially the eyes, are difficult. Well, that's pretty good. Okay, that's kind of cute. I think he did a series, or it might have been a trading card set of monsters. Oops. No, don't worry about that. Again, I can't believe it. Kathy, the kooky genius, is walking along the ocean bottom. Yes, she's back, and the kid with the super brain. I think there's 2 or 3 issues. Superman. We've stripped Superman of his powers and his uniform. What have been for his boots, his suits, his cape? Da-da-da. How often does Superman battle the organized crime? Richardson stands decay, 47 Ronin. That has been collected. World's Finest presents Batman and Superman, Giant, number 188. Can Superman defeat the negative Superman? Which newspaper has Clark Kent and Bruce Wayne as reporters? A beautiful girl has the world's greatest heroes as suitors. Why does Superman and Batman unmask Batman? Because Superman's a jerk. I don't know about Robin. Lois Lane. Oh. And this is cover content, this style, this imagery, motorcycles. DC realized you put a motorcycle on the cover, it sells better. Also, gorillas, questions, crying, fire, dinosaurs. What have I done? I forced Lois to ride with a cycle gang, and I made Clark Kent quit his chicken pose. The witch on wheels. Yes. There we have Superman. It's not Superman, Clark Kent. FF number 4, Hickman. Good run. Future Foundation. Deadpool Corps. Also, I don't know if they included them in the movie. I haven't seen it. Yes, I have not seen Deadpool 3, or whatever you want to call it, whatever it's called. And that's the last of that. So I hope you enjoyed that. Almost an hour of just crazy comics I've collected over the years. Because, yeah, I was bored mostly. Or intrigued. Like I said, you give me a good hook on the cover, I'm probably going to buy it, especially if it's not that expensive. Especially if it's cheaper than today's comics. Because they don't put text on today's comics anymore, folks. No, they're basically just pinups. Anyhow, I hope you'd enjoy that. Anything you saw on there, please comment. And I am now going upstairs to have dinner because it's Sunday night. So, once again, thanks for watching. I hope I'll be back sooner than you think, and I hope you'll see me real soon. Bye-bye.